The first week of the climate change talks in Baku, Azerbaijan, has ended with a myriad of obstacles for the developing world. G77 nations rejected the draft text of the new collective quantified goal that stipulates a financing model that should have been fair for all. The Africa group of negotiators are, however, not relenting, even as some world leaders express doubt that the COP process will yield significant gains in the near future. Mashirima Kapombe is in Baku and now gives us an overview of week one at the Conference of Parties.
A cloud of doubt hangs above the Baku City Stadium, the meeting point of world leaders and climate change stakeholders. A scathing letter by former UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, former UN Climate Change Chief Christina Figueres, and former Ireland President Mary Robinson painting a picture of despair on the COP process. The letter expressing disappointment on the COP's slow-moving processes in a climate crisis that waits for no man or nation.
The Conference of Parties on Climate Change is in its 29th session, but a lack of cooperation amongst nations has stalled the much-needed progress required in reaching a climate finance agreement, achieving the 1.5 degrees centigrade goal and phasing out fossil fuels as stipulated in the Paris Agreement of 2015.
It's a gift of the God. Every natural resource, whether it's oil, gas, wind, sun, gold, silver, copper, all that are natural resources. And countries should not be blamed for having them and should not be blamed for bringing these resources to the market because the market needs them.
In our global economy, supply chain shocks raise costs everywhere. Decimated harvests push up food prices everywhere. Destroyed homes increase insurance premiums everywhere. And this is a story of avoidable injustice. The rich cause the problem, the poor pay the highest price.
The Africa group of negotiators expressing hope but equally concerned that an agreement that is agreeable to all will be reached as a third new collective quantified goal draft was presented Friday evening. But they are adamant that developing nations will not relent on their stand for a $1.3 trillion per year financing for climate change impacts. In a statement from the Africa group of negotiators, Ambassador Ali Mohammed said, and I quote, "We are not here to secure just any deal, but one that ensures the most vulnerable nations receive the support they need to cope with and mitigate climate change impacts. We need a deal that addresses finance, technology transfer, loss and damage, and ensures robust accountability for promises made." End of quote.
The one that was there earlier was very much imbalanced and did not take into consideration the issues of developing world and the issues of Africa.
We must reform the multilateral development banks to unlock financing at scale and to create incentives such as debt restructuring and sustainability, including the high cost of capital, borrowing, as well as scale and agility of climate finance.
The call comes in the wake of a second day of protests by civil society groups who want rich nations to pay for the damages caused by their actions over the years.
We need to set a goal, and a goal that is informed by the felt needs of our communities on the ground.
So as we go into week two, and we expect that our ministers will be able to take that on board, and we are going to brief them as soon as they resume the high level on week two of our concerns from the African group of negotiators.
And as a back and forth amongst nations continues, the COP takes a rest Sunday.
And some are holding on to a glimmer of hope that an agreement will be reached at the last minute, as has been in previous sessions. But the impact of a last-minute resolution is what has left progress in limbo. Mashirima Kapombe, Citizen TV, Baku, Azerbaijan.